Okay, decompress. Holy, today was...
Busy morning.
Well, yes. Busy. I just lots of, questions. from people.
Productive.
Yeah,
Not
effective and productive.
Yeah.
Effective. It is hard to, okay, well, we're back with another
Yes.
conversation. What do we call this?
Wednesday.
Conversation Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, so today, well, this morning, on Wednesday mornings, I do the training, business building, we call it at the office. And so we're covering relevant topics, things that are coming up in transactions, either we're having challenges with or just, learning moments. But yeah, there's lots of good discussion today.
Good.
But questions, just there's always stuff that comes up, new scenarios. No matter how many deals a person has done or how long they've been in the business, there's like, well, I haven't dealt with that one before. So anyways, how's your day going?
Good. Yeah, went for a long walk. Went to yoga this morning.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's been good.
Good. Okay, there's a few things to cover. The first is, so I finished this is Iron Cowboy, Redefining Impossible book. This is book number 3 already that I finished for the year. So
Nice.
do my daily, I try to do 10 pages per day or chapter, whatever. But yeah, it's amazing, just taking it in small bites and get through these books. This book, I highly recommend. I rated this book 10 out of 10.
You wrote in it?
I was right in it. Book,
You write in your books?
it's my book.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's just so interesting.
Yeah, finished. I wrote the day I finished it, and then I rate it. I rate all my books. I started,
Wowee, when did you start doing that?
I've been doing that off and on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that way, if somebody asks me for a book or what did I think of it, if I can't remember exactly what it was about, then I can be like, oh, I rated it high. Here, read this book. So this book, Iron Cowboy, and the guy James Lawrence, he's actually originally from Calgary. He's a runner, marathon runner, Ironman, so biking, swimming, running. He decided that he wanted to run 50 Ironmans in 50 days in 50 different states. And so, which has never been done before. And when you think about it, it's ridiculous. But at any rate, he did it. And so the book is day by day of what he's dealing with, and in not only the logistics side of getting through 50 states in 50 days and traveling from state to state, but then the physical side of it, being in a good enough shape to do that. But literally after the first few days, he wasn't in like the condition to continue, and yet he did. And so really the mental discipline and mental strength that it takes to deal with something like that. He literally, his toenails fell off of his toes within the first 2 weeks.
Wow.
And he fell asleep riding his bike and wiped out because he's so tired, sleep deprived. He wiped out, and he messed up his shoulder in the first few weeks. So he had to swim with one arm, or a little bit with one. Anyway, so stuff like that. So the reason why I like this book and reading books like this is you compare it to what adversity he had to deal with and how he was able to push through, in mine, it's just gives me a perspective or a measuring. It's well, if that guy can do that, then what I'm dealing with is just nothing. So I really think that it's kind of inspirational to hear what he did. I also think it's kind of crazy and unnecessary what he did. But at any rate, the limits of what we're capable of and where we get comfortable and complacent is definitely not where we're at. And we were talking about this yesterday about kind of the ceiling of when I'm going to be can't handle anymore. And previous to what I'm doing right now, say a year ago, if you would have asked me, I would say, well, I can't do that. I can't handle that. But now that I'm at the level that I'm doing, just the number of clients that I'm working with and the agents that I'm helping, and just physically going to the gym and doing these different programs, I've realized that I can handle that, and I'm not at the point of not being able to handle. So I kind of expanded. Yeah,
that's good.
So that's been a learning process there. But yeah, definitely Iron Cowboy, put that on the list. It's a good read for sure. It's interesting. It's a book that I didn't want to put down.
Good.
Yeah, so So that's good. My Wednesday wisdom is that discipline is a perishable skill. And I think, first of all, to be able to acknowledge that discipline is a skill. And it's different things like, you know, being able to wake up at a certain time or exercise daily or eat or make sales calls or just whatever it is, right? That requires discipline in choosing something difficult over something easy.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is if I'm exercising discipline in one area, it makes it easier to exercise discipline in other areas. But I don't always need discipline for every area, right? So some things that would be challenging for you or for another person may not require as much discipline for me. But also I find that the areas that I'm able to apply discipline, or the ones that I need to help with discipline, to, like, say on eating properly, right? If I go to the gym in the morning and I'm, you know, have a good breakfast, then I'm more likely to eat a good lunch and a good dinner. But at the same time, being able to, and I've learned, especially on the eating side, if I have some go-to snacks, even at the minimum, like just like a can of tuna or a can of salmon, instead of a bag, like going for like the junk food. So I've learned that to help myself be more disciplined, I can be more prepared and have, if I have the options available, I'll eat the good options. But if the good options aren't there, I'm just going to default to whatever is there, right? I don't know. How do you find that? What do you think about discipline?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really, I mean, I sometimes have that issue with food, but I kind of just eat whatever I feel like eating intuitively.
Yeah, okay, well, but what about, okay, and what about other areas of life, like discipline? Do you, what areas do you find you have to practice discipline more?
Definitely just sticking to a routine and like making sure, like, it's very easy for you to go to the gym every day. Like, it's not even something.
What do you mean it's easy for me to go to the gym every day?
You successfully go to the gym every day.
You think it's easy to, okay,
well, not easy, but it's not even like a second thought for you. Like, you know you're gonna go.
Oh no, there's a second thought.
Really?
When my alarm goes off at 5:15, there's a thought about not going. Not every day.
Well, that's
not every day.
Well, I feel like I struggle with it more than you, though. In terms of just exercise, like, I feel like sometimes I just really lack discipline there.
Okay.
But other areas, I feel like, I don't know. I'd say I'm pretty disciplined in areas that I need to be disciplined in, but I feel like I am capable of more than I think I am. Right. So I sometimes could be disciplining myself more and achieving more, and I feel like I hold myself back sometimes. So,
what helps you move forward and discipline? Do you have certain people that you have as mentors, or like podcasts that you listen to?
I sometimes listen to the Mel Robbins podcast. That's
okay.
Helpful. She has really good topics on there.
And what's her newest? She just has this new book.
She does? I didn't know she has
well, maybe it's not a new book. It's the Mel Robbins. What's her saying? Let them.
Yeah.
Isn't her book? That's her book.
Yeah, she does have a book. I haven't read it.
Okay, wow.
But I listen to her podcasts, and they're really good. And then also just having a good support system. Like, Austin's really good supporting me.
Okay.
My goals, pushes me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, one of the things, like, in going to the gym every day, I have this challenge in terms of, there's one thing to go there, right? Yeah. That's the first part of the win. Right. But then there's the other side of it making it difficult versus easy, right? Yeah. It's like how hard do I make it, right? Do you just go through the motions, or do I push it so I'm going to be sore, right? So I need to deal with that on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't have like a teacher being like, okay.
Like a coach to push you every time.
Yeah, it's up to you, and that's hard.
Yeah, because my mind talks me out of the hard all the time, right?
Yeah.
And, but it's like, but I think that makes me realize, like, this discipline of showing up and going to the gym is one thing, but then of actually getting the full benefit out of going to the gym. But like, and my mind will talk back and forth about, like, oh, well, don't, if you go too hard, and then you're going to be sore, you're going to be tired, and that's going to affect you in the rest of the day.
Yeah.
When, like, anyways, this is constant.
I know, it's hard to figure out what's the best.
I read something not that long ago that it was about waking up in the morning, and that like a race to how quickly from the time your alarm goes off till your feet hit the floor. So, and for some reason, I don't know how I think about it when my alarm goes off, but that triggers in my mind, like feet on the floor. And so, not every, I mean, some days it takes a little bit longer, but it's nice that it's getting later out. That helps me. Yes. And when it's not dark and like you just want to stay in bed. Okay, so I guess that was covered the Wednesday wisdom. Discipline is a perishable skill. There's one other thing realization that I've had in getting more done in a day is, and I just read this yesterday in the Atomic Habits, which I just started reading, and it kind of just reminded me that busy people want to do things now. And so when given the choice of, like, I get a phone call, somebody needs to meet or do something, rather than looking at my calendar and adding it to tomorrow or the next day, I'm trying to do it today. I get more done today. That leaves me open to do more tomorrow versus always pushing things out. And I find some people, you talk to them and they're always like, they just seem overwhelmed and they're too busy and they never have time, and you're always pushing it out. And so I've got in the practice of, like, if somebody calls, I want to answer their call or return the call right away. Couldn't be me. To deal with it, to get it off my plate. Right? Versus, like, because if I keep pushing everything off, there's just way too much to get done tomorrow, and it becomes overwhelming. And then it's like you get like paralyzed because overwhelmed. Paralysis. So that's good. That is definitely a practice that I've put into place is dealing with things that can be dealt with now, deal with it now, and then it's done. Which is why I need a lot of people, like, they don't answer their phone, they let everything go to voicemail, and then they got all these voicemails to return. So if I can answer my phone, I answer it. If someone has a question, I just answer the question and then deal with it and move on. So you got some questions? Yes. All right. These are just some fun this or that questions. So I just have to give you my opinion on things? Yeah. I feel like I know some of them, like what your answers are going to be, but also I'm curious on some of them. Okay, books or movies? Oh, well, it depends. I spend a lot more time reading books now than watching TV or movies. So books, but doing 75 Hard has taught me something. So in 75 Hard, when you're on the program and you're reading a book and you don't like the book, you still have to finish it. So, and that has taught me some lessons. So rather than, because it's hard to read a book that you don't like, especially if it's written, sometimes you read a book and it's written in a way that just isn't your style. Yeah. And, I totally know what you mean. And being conscious of the material. So like reading and being able to recall or know what you're reading versus just being daydreaming about somebody else or something else, and you're reading. Totally, and then you have to go back. You're like 2 pages, and you're like, what? Like I know, what did I just read? Don't remember anything. So but okay, so that's that. So we'll say books. Cats or dogs? Oh yeah, well definitely dogs. Oh, like what? You of course only like dogs. Yeah. I thought you were allergic to cats. Or did you lie about that? I think I'm allergic to cats. I get congested when I'm around cats. At least that's what it seems. Okay. So. Okay. But there's this nice gray cat out here on the street. Sometimes when I go out for a walk, it greets me. I stop and say hi. So I'm not good. I'm not completely a cat hater. But I always grew up with dogs. Yeah. And we got a dog. Yeah. But yeah, for the right cat, maybe. But in general, dogs over cats, yes. Morning person or night owl? Oh, wow. You know the answer to that. I know the answer to this one. Definitely morning. Yeah. Past 6 p.m. You are not. Yeah, don't ask me difficult questions after dinner. Like. Yeah, it won't end well. Yeah, don't ask me my opinion on things. Yeah. No. But in the morning, we can get lots done. Yeah, we can get shit done in the morning before noon. Okay. All right. Tea or coffee? Okay, coffee would be, but I was curious what your answer was. I did not drink coffee at all until I was in my 40s-ish. No. Really? 30s, mid 30s.
That's insane.
I never had coffee, and I just
Really?
never.
You didn't like the taste of it, or you just never
I don't
drank
know.
it?
I just never had the desire to have coffee.
That's the same as Austin. He won't drink it. He just
I don't know why. Like, I remember going to university and everybody had coffee all the time, and I just never. I was just like, no. Tea to me, I would rather drink water than tea, unless I'm like cold and want a hot drink.
I love tea. I'm a tea girly.
So coffee.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Online shopping or in store?
Oh, online. There's not even a question.
Really? You don't want to go into a
The mall is my least favorite place.
Okay.
Like, no question.
All right. You knew that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Reality TV or scripted shows?
Oh, well, it depends. So
yeah, I hear you.
I do not like drama. Like, like what I do like though. So reality, like Gold Rush, the gold mining show.
You like
that?
that?
That's I would say that's reality. Like they're recording actual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That I can watch that all day long. Right. But like a relationship show, no, don't waste my time.
For me.
But if I had to choose between the two, it depends on the mood that I'm in.
Yeah.
If I'm killing time, scripted. If I'm just wanting to get into a show, it's going to be somewhat reality based, but real life. Yes.
Texting or calling?
Oh, I prefer to call.
Oh, I hate calling.
I text a lot, but if
Are
it's
you a
more
slow typer?
No.
With your phone? No.
If it's more than a sentence, I'm calling. And
really?
Oh
my gosh, I would write a book before I need a phone call.
If someone sends me a text and I have to scroll it, I don't even read it.
I know. And that's why I'm very mindful when I text you. I'm like, okay, how can I shorten this down to like 5 words?
Yeah. Like literally, I'm serious, if I have to scroll it, I don't even read it. And then sometimes I don't get the whole message and I just respond to the first sentence and then they're like, but there was more. I'm like, no, you should have just called me.
Buying versus renting?
So it depends. I think that for most people in the long run of wealth accumulation, owning versus renting after 20 or 25 years, the person who owns, I would say, from my experience, in almost every case, would be further ahead financially in terms of their net worth that they owned versus renting. And the reason is, when you own, it's like forced savings because every month your mortgage balance is getting paid down.
Right.
And when you're renting, you're paying the rent, but if you're not also saving money on the side, there's no forced savings. Right. So I think that comes down to more of a disciplined thing. If you're a renter, you have to be more disciplined on the saving side. Mm-hmm. Because in both options, you could accumulate the same amount of wealth. But in the mortgage side, you're paying down principal on your mortgage, but you're also, in terms of inflation, your value of your house is going up. So buying. Fixer upper or move-in ready? I've had both. You have to choose one. Right now, so up until just recently, I was said fixer upper all day long. Mm-hmm. However, right now, my mindset has shifted a little bit to where if I buy something or have something, I want to be able to keep it for 20 or 25 years. And so if I go new, then in 20 or 25 years, it's only 20 years old versus I buy fixer upper to fix up. So I think for an investment property, I'm probably going to lean towards new. Okay. For my own property, it depends. I've got to where the next property that I have is probably more specific, so might have to go new to create it. But open floor plan or separate layout and separate rooms? I like both. You have to pick one. Open concept would be my choice. Me too. Okay, I know the answer to this, but big garage or a house with a pool? Oh, well, garage all day long. Yeah. I knew that one. I could literally not live in a shoebox if it had a large garage attached to it, but I'd be happy with that. Yeah. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Oh, yes. Yes? Oh, 100%. Really? Yeah, it's good. Adds a little sweetness. I have a sweet tooth. I never have liked it until just recently. So why didn't you like it before?
I thought it was gross. Like something sweet shouldn't be on a savory pizza.
Yeah, but now
then,
pizzas, like they're putting the sweet barbecue
Yeah.
sauce on, like sweet Thai. Everything's gone
Yeah, no,
like,
I like it now.
sugary sweet.
What about spicy food, yes or no?
As I get older, I'm going more to yes, but I never used to have anything spicy. If I had the choice between eating something super spicy and something not, I'd choose not spicy.
Okay, so
But
no.
so no. No. No to spicy.
Okay, sweet or savory?
Yeah, sweet.
I knew that. Me too.
But I'm eating a lot more savory foods and salty foods, like meat, just meat with salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Socializing or a quiet night in?
Oh, I was just talking this morning with an agent about being a recluse, like introvert.
Yeah.
It depends. In general, if I just had the choice, I would rather be alone than with a group.
Yeah.
But in terms of my lifestyle, it's more beneficial and overall.
To be social.
Yeah, like business-wise, it makes sense. So
Yeah.
I don't say I have to force myself to be around people, but
Yeah.
I have to make a point to realize that if I was never around people, I would never.
Yeah.
It would be very hard to sell houses.
Definitely. Okay, last one, and this is just interesting. I wanted to hear what you thought. Carbs, essential or unnecessary?
Carbohydrates? Oh, not essential.
Not essential.
Not-
You think it's unnecessary?
I
don't
was
need it.
eating carnivore. I had 0 carbs
Yeah.
for quite a while, and
Yeah.
eating that way, I was surprised at how good I felt.
Right.
And the reason comes down to, I guess, discipline, because we went out for dinner, and
Yeah.
I ate some carbs, and then it was like the wheels fell off the bus, and then I was
Yeah.
eating carbs again. So, but even though I felt not as good,
You still did it?
and
Yeah.
but I've learned definitely mentally I don't need carbs. But the challenge is like, if I just want a snack, like go look in the pantry. It's like full of stuff with carbs. Like
Yeah.
where am I going to just find some meat snacks?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, no,
So I
definitely.
just ordered these. It was super expensive. It's called Carnivore Crisps.
Oh.
It was like $120.
What?
I don't know. It hasn't come yet.
The bag better be huge.
No, it's not big at all.
Really? Oh my gosh. They better be good.
Anyways, it's dried meats. They're
Oh.
like meat chips. So
Ew.
so maybe next time we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Carnivore crisps. I don't
All
know.
right.
But
Cool.
0 carbs,
0 carbs. All
high
right.
protein. Still calories, right? Calories from protein, but not calories from carbs.
I see. All right.
But carbs are good. They taste. I mean, they
I
taste
love
good. I'm going
carbs.
to say they're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the list.
That is the
Okay,
list.
so there. Well, you got some insights into
Things you
me.
like. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Iron Cowboy. Read that book
Yes.
and practice the skill of discipline. You can't just say you don't have it. It's something that you learn. It's like riding a bike. If you practice it, you can get better at it.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Okay.
All right.
Thanks again for watching.
Cool.
Okay, thanks, Harmony.